Hey everybody, and welcome back to Morgellons discussion and microscopy videos. I'm your host, Jeremy Murphy, and today I got a few things I want to talk about, just basically updates, but also I appreciate people who are coming to me and contacting me about what's going on. All I can say is that the best case scenario is to try to empathize with people who are not open to the science. If they don't want to believe that Morgellons isn't real, that's their prerogative. But trying to force it on them is definitely not going to get them to open up to it any quicker. I give you, for example, when you're hanging out with your roommate or whatever, and they're like, stop doing that, and you're like, okay, I'll stop doing that, but you already like annoyed them, So the next time you do something that's annoying, it's going to be twice as, hey, stop doing that, you know. And so that's kind of what we got going on when you find doctors and scientists and even officials who just don't want to believe that Morgellons is real, that there is science that demonstrates that it's real. Oftentimes, it's because they've gone through situations where they've had to deal with people who think they have Morgellons, may actually have Morgellons, but have become irate with them about it, because they didn't want to believe their perspective on Morgellons, or, maybe it was a time when we didn't even have the science and they had a lot of patients coming in and getting yelled at, getting threatened of being sued, going to the licensing board, et cetera, et cetera. It's just craziness that these doctors had to put up with. And so if you can empathize with them on that and go, yeah, I bet you probably saw 1,000 people screaming about the chemtrails and the aliens, and they were probably all mean as hell when you were a lot just like, hey, you need to chill out, relax, and get out and get some sunshine on the weekend. Um, if you can empathize with them and show them that you can relate from their perspective, then it's easier for them to open up to what you have to present. But you have to show them that you care about them as an individual, because I promise you, if you piss off your roommate 4 times and then you try to be nice to them on the fifth time, they're not going to want to be nice to you. They're already pissed off. Just leave them alone. So if you're at that point with somebody who just doesn't want to talk about Morgellons, leave them alone. But it's not a subject that shouldn't be talked about. It should be able to be discussed in the open. So what I'm saying is that if you're around a bunch of people that don't want to talk about Morgellons, maybe it's time to get around some other people who don't have that problem. And it is a problem. Basically, what's going on is they are afraid to talk about the topic because it's taboo. They're afraid that if they engage in legitimizing the condition by acknowledging it, then they're going to be turning against the official health agencies, the official narrative. The wife's probably going to get pissed off and try to kick them out of the house. You've got to be able to empathize with these people because they're under a false belief that Morgellons isn't real, that Lyme disease isn't really a problem. One interesting fact that I keep trying to drive home by raising it over and over and over again is that the scientists who work on Morgellons feel confident that there is more evidence that Lyme disease causes disfiguring sores than syphilis itself. That there's actually more contemporary scientific evidence that shows that. And that's something that I would really like to see accomplished. But to do that, we can't piss off every health agency official that's working on syphilis in the meantime because they don't want to talk about Morgellons. So I appreciate everybody reaching out to me. That's my best advice for that scenario. Also, by the way, I want to point out this picture back here, which I'm going to put up on the screen now. If you've seen this picture, that's mine. I'm going to post a link in the description below to an article that I wrote where you can go to find out how I photographed this image and the other images in this series. If you would please, and you find it interesting, buy me a coffee. I could definitely use a coffee. Your donations are greatly appreciated, by the way. But the other thing I want to talk about is the Morgellon Survey. We're only counting the entrants that are putting in their email address at the very end. There's I believe I said there were 7 questions on the bridge. There's like 8 questions, and a ninth one is the email address. If you don't put in your email address, you're not going to be counted in the figures. We are going to have a section in the report about the results from that survey that show how many people started it but didn't finish it, what level they got to before they dropped off. So you'll be able to see that data, but the only ones that are going to count in like the official numbers, the figures that we release at the very end, the ones that are going into the pie charts and the bar graphs, are only going to be the people who put in their email address at the very end. So you got to finish all 9 questions, and then you can be included in the Morgellon Survey statistical analysis. And thank you, everybody who has been participating. Just got a little under 2 weeks left for that bonus where you can get in there, and it's not going to be a limit of 250 people for for the duration. So we're going to take a lot more entrants, and then on December 23rd, 2021, that's it. We're closing it down. I may even redesign the. Oh, I remember what I was talking. Yeah, on the bridge. When I was on the bridge, I misspoke. It doesn't do this. Okay, it doesn't sway back and forth, but it's a suspension bridge. It's like a chunk of concrete suspended, on some wires. And so when people jog on it, you can kind of feel it do this. Okay, it doesn't sway back and forth. It bounces up and down like that. That's what I meant. I misspoke when I said that. So yeah, and if you do catch me misspeaking, definitely please let me know so I can issue a correction. I'm really trying to be as factual as I can about this, because you have to be when you're trying to get something as contentious as Morgellons across the finish line. You can't afford to be an asshole. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you would, please smash that subscribe. Likes up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And share this video out with your friends. Let them know about what's going on with the Morgellon Survey and other various interesting Morgellons facts. Hope to see you guys soon.